Welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. And tonight, the Black Stars of Ghana suffered a shocking defeat against Comoros on their match day 2 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier. Now, the Colicans claimed all 3 points at home to go top of Group I, having already beaten Central African Republic in their first game. This is how it all panned out at the Stade Marina.
Flex face down, here's a chance. Side netting. For a split second, I thought it was in the back of the net. And the defence of Comoros completely going to... That's a warning. Talking about, and that's a terrific run by the captain in Changma. The shot comes in. First shot on target for Comoros. That's a positive. All about taking little positives from your chances. Salamani was captain in the opening game. This was well worked. Good run by the captain. The shot coming in. Jordan Ayew to take the free kick. Gets it over the wall, but unfortunately for him, and Ghana, it's over the crossbar as well. Borhan goes long. It's an excellent ball. It's kept in play. The pullback. That's a superb stop. That was goal bound. Excellent play by both teams. Borhan. Now he's dispossessed. Well, I guess. Ball over the top. Well, that's a regulation time. Don't anticipate too much stoppage time. Comoros. It's a superb one. Will he go all the way? What a goal! Oh my word! That's the way to make it unlock. A moment of magic from Molina. It's his second goal in as many games. Borhan starts it, picks it up 25 metres out, beats one, beats two, goes past the third, pulls the trigger, 1-0. Thank you very much. Fantastic footwork. Only as far as Mensah. Ayew stayed out wide. Lovely teasing ball in. Decent head over the bar. Oh my word, that was a chance. Iñaki Williams. The man he scored on Friday. His first ever goal for his new country. So close to a second there. Lovely teasing ball in. It's a good deep header across the goal mouth. And he does rather snatch at it, Williams. Throwing the injury to Thomas Partey. That's a great ball. Williams. First touch is heavy. Ball still in play. Good cut back.
Well, that's how the Black Stars lost there. But this is how Group I is looking like. That's the group the Black Stars Ghana find themselves in ahead of in qualifying for the 2026 World Cup. Comoros are top of that group. They've won 2 games. 2 out of the 2 games they've played. 6 points. They've got their Mali. They've won 1 and drawn 1. They've got 4 points in second place. And in third place is Madagascar. And you can see, because they won their games 3-0 to 1 against Chad, and they've jumped ahead of Ghana. So that's how it's looking like in Group I. And based on the regulations, you just need to top your group and qualify for the tournament in 2026. So Comoros 6 points, Mali 4 points, Madagascar 3 points, Ghana 3 points, Central African Republic 1 point, and Chad having 0 points there. So that's the first round of games in the World Cup qualifiers. And the next time they're going to be in action is next year in June. That's when the Black Stars will return to action for the qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup there. Well, my colleague Fifi Manfred did monitor the game, and Fifi joins me via Zoom now for some quick thoughts on the performance of the Black Stars. Fifi, it was, there wasn't much difference between the game on Friday and today's game. Possibly the only difference is the fact that on Friday they won, late win, and today they failed to win. But in terms of overall performance, to be fair, it's nothing to write home about, isn't it?
I think that has been, and this has been a kind of performance we've seen under Chris Hughton since he took over the Black Stars. This is his official first loss in a competitive game after he had drawn twice and won 3. But then what cuts across in all of these performances is the fact that in all of these games that he has played in, as he has been there as manager, all of them he fails to score a goal or even register a shot on target in the first half. That's damning statistics. All of the competitive games that we played away from home in the first half, we failed to register a shot on target. We've played in games at the Baba Sports Stadium. We've played away, like in the Comoros Islands today. In all of these games, we failed to register a shot on target in the first half. And you remember, Musba, you remember it was myself and our colleague Daniel Cranton on the eve of Chris Hughton being appointed Black Stars manager. You asked us what we expected from you. And both of us, they tell you that you should not expect free-flowing attacking football from Chris Hughton. That is not his bread and butter. That is not what he does for a living. He is conservative. He is predictable. He is somebody that is overly careful and cautious when he doesn't have to be, especially international games where the variance is very high, and then you don't necessarily have to play conservative even when you are playing at home. You have the quality. And I am sad because it's a result that has been repetitive. Not just in this game against Comoros Islands, and the last one we played here in Kumasi versus our Malagasy brothers. It is a game model, the game shape, the game title we've seen under Chris Hughton since he has been appointed as Black Stars manager.
Interesting, very interesting, strong words there. But Fifi, then we're just taking a look at the group at the moment. Each team has 10 games to play. 10 games. Already we are, so remaining is 8 games. 8 games are left for, one team to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. So 8 games remaining. But then you look at how we have started. The question is this good enough? What needs to change, if any? There are talks about a possible, Kisiton, no longer being the hem of affairs. It looks like it might be the situation after the AFCON. But in terms of what we need to do to be able to qualify for that World Cup, what do you think needs to change? An overhaul of the team, an overhaul of the technical team? What do you think needs to change for the Black Stars, even ahead of the AFCON next year?
Well, Musbao, it is simple. If it is about what we need to do, then we need to win games. But then even just before that, Musbao, we will have to have the conversation. The rumors about Chris Hughton possibly getting the sack before these games. We heard finally that the GFA failed to make a business case out of a possible sack for Chris Hughton. And he was given a 2-match ultimatum. The 2-match ultimatum, however, was the match against Madagascar and this one against the Comoros Islands. He has won 1, he has lost 1. Now, the bigger question actually is that can they make a proper case for a sack? But however, in perspective, if we sack Chris Hughton, it means that in the last 4 years under the current GFA administration, we've had 4 different managers. What does that speak of our recruiting ability as a football association, as a ministry of sport, as a footballing nation, quote and unquote? There's a lot more. And that's why personally I've consistently said that it goes beyond just the hiring and firing of managers. That is just peppering over the cracks. There's a lot more that we need to do. What is our squad planning methodology like? Today, before the game, we heard that Mohamed Kudus was injured. What is the plan if Mohamed Kudus gets injured? We are going into the AFCON. Thomas Partey is going to get injured, possibly maybe injured, excuse me. But what is our plan if Thomas Partey gets injured? I don't think he should be injured. But what is the plan?
But
our goalkeepers are getting...
I mean, if you don't catch it, Thomas Partey is injured and most likely going to miss the AFCON. So that's a matter of fact. Yeah.
Exactly. There's a possibility that as these players are there, 2 of our most important centre-backs are injured. What is our plan? Abdul Mumin did mention that he wants to stay away from the Black Stars because he's now getting minutes at Real Valladolid. Have we given reasons to join us? Salisu is injured. Jiku got injured. Amati has reported injured. What is our plan with respect to squad planning? And again, it goes back to the manager. Chris Hughton can't be going to be playing at Bamako. You can't go away to Chad. You can't go away to Madagascar and then go and sit in a low block, in a mid block against teams that do not have the quality that we possess. You see, being conservative and even careful in international games isn't just about playing mid block or low block. Sometimes you need to own the game. We went away to go and play Madagascar under the last coach that we had in Otuado. Otuado played 2 number 8 in Kudus Mohammed and Andre Dedeayu. In that game, we beat Madagascar. The same Madagascar that we suffered to beat the last time here at Baba Sports Stadium. I'm not saying that O2 is exceptionally better and he did well, but I'm saying that it's the approach to games sometimes. And especially in this game against Comoros, we sat down, we gave them the opportunity, the time and the space to hurt us. You play in games like this, and you don't want your opponent to sniff your goal area. You are constantly in their faces. You press and counter press them very high. If you did that, no single one player would have been able to carry the ball from deep in their area into our area and get space enough to shoot at our goal. That is something that we are not doing good enough. And in the perspective of the statistic that we churn out, of every away game that we play, competitive games, and the fact that we cannot even register one shot on target, it is the game model, it is the approach, and we can't look beyond Chris Hughton. But then whilst we can't look beyond Chris Hughton now, it is time also for us to plan for the future with respect to how we approach our coaches. What's the general Ghanaian game model? Or else 2026 will come and then we'll say, oh, we just weren't able to qualify and whatnot.
Well, Fifi, we've been monitoring, the social media platform just to get a sense of what Ghanaians have been making of the Black Stars' performance in these 2 games. And we've got some comment to share with our viewers. And so we were on X just to get a sense of the public reaction, sentiment towards the game. So let's take a look at some of the comments that people shared following the Black Stars game. They're going to be on the screen very shortly. But Fifi, while we wait for those comments, though, it's just interesting, though, you made a point about how we considered that goal. It's absolutely disappointing. Just disappointing how it was so easy for the player to have picked the ball, make those runs, and nobody stopping him in his track. Baba Idrissi at the point looked like he was trying to impede him, to restrain him a bit, but it didn't work out. Even Dennis Odoye was in the mix. And the aftermath of that goal, you could see Richard Ofori, the goalkeeper, just asking questions. Why were you all asleep? Why were you all asleep? It was very poor in terms of how we considered that goal.
Yes, very, very poor. Very poor. Not even just because of how we considered that goal, but the time we considered that goal. Those are parts of the game where we're beginning to string some very good passes together. We're beginning to get our asses together in that game. We're beginning to create some quality chances in that game. But then again, we play only good or try to play good in the second half. Our first half consistently under Chris Hughton has been lackluster and then drab. It is nothing to write home about. You look at games like this, and these are games that you need to win in your bid to qualify for the World Cup. Are you saying that you're going to go away to Bamako and then beat them by 2-0? I mean, Mali. It's going to be a big deal. The Malians are going to come here with the kind of talents that they have, with their physicality, how good they are, even away from home. They may smell blood and fancy that they can pitch their own against the Black Stars, even though we will play at the Baba Sports Stadium. So these are games that we ought to be winning. These are games that we don't need to even be joined. We need to go with our full-fledged squad, with our best squad, and get a job done. And it is we don't get it now because, one, we fail to properly have a proper Ghanaian game model to suit our kind of players. And also in terms of squad planning and squad recruiting, for the long term, we always fail to do what we are supposed to do. So Kudus gets hurt and there is nobody to replace him in attacking number 8. We say that, okay, fine, Kudus is hurt. Let's go and play Andre Dedeayu, who isn't there in terms of physical match sharpness and what's not with respect to the season. And on all of that, these are things that we have failed to do. And it's at the doorstep of the Ministry of Sport. It's at the doorstep of the GFA. It's at the doorstep of every football stakeholder in this country. And it is time to sit up and get things done right. Because the sad bit is that for some reason, we are beginning to get accustomed and calm about the kind of results that we are churning now. Because we are getting used to it. We've lost to Madagascar, we've lost to Comoros, we've lost to some of the not so good sides on the African continent. Yes, the rhetoric is that everybody now learns how to play the game of football. But then we have quality. There is no way the Malagasys have better quality than we do. So why are we not being able to build a team to get a job done? These are questions that football stakeholders need to answer going forward.
Yeah, so let me just go back to those comments that we're talking about. That just sense of how the Ghanaian public have been reacting to the performance of the Black Stars, and you're still seeing the group standings. And at the moment, so just look at some of those comments there. So today's Christian tactics was clear. Come and play if you didn't play last game. Interesting, some interesting comments there. And that's from Isel the guy. Let's have some more of those comments on the screen now. So he said, the Black Stars, there we all go play some, who no go fit play this ball. Chakai. So it does appear that people are not particularly impressed with the football that they saw today. Let's have maybe two more comments, and we'll just take a look at others. He said, bro, them do like 5 crosses in 2 minutes. One of them self don't be accurate, and have Black Stars. So. And this final one, crossing self, not if you cross, better I know say Ghana Black Stars share, but there's a new discovery. Never seen a Ghana team at this level before. So, Fifi, clearly, the sentiment among most Ghanaians is that it was a very poor performance. But let's see how the other groups are looking like, because almost all African countries were involved in this round of qualifiers. So let's start from Group B. Okay, I was hoping we could get Group A first. Yeah, so that's Group A, and Egypt already, they've started very well. You can see 6 points. They've picked 2 wins out of the 2 games. Burkina Faso 1-1, drawn 1-4 points. Guinea-Bissau. So it's looking a very, very interesting, turn of events in Group A. In Group B, also very interesting. Senegal 1-1, drawn 1. And interestingly, it's Kwesi Appiah, Sudan, who are also in the mix with 4 points. After 2 games, 1-1 and drawn 1. DR Congo is in the mix also. Togo is in there, and Mauritania and South Sudan also all having points. Now, Group C, just look at it. Rwanda, South Africa, Nigeria, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, Benin. In a group where South Africa and Nigeria find themselves in, it's Rwanda who are top of the group with 4 points. 4 points. That is impressive for Rwanda, but it's 8 more games to go, and anything can happen. Now, look at the next group there. Group D, Cameroon, Cape Verde, and Libya, all on 4 points. That's how competitive that group has looked like so far. And Group E, Niger, 3 points, Morocco, 3 points, Tanzania, 3 points, and Zambia with 3 points. Fascinating stuff in that group also. And in the next group, you can say Ivory Coast, 6 points straight, and Gabon, 6 points. Interesting. Loving this group already. Kenya, 3 points, Burundi, 3 points, and Gambia and Seychelles yet to pick any point from their group there. But then in the, so that's Group F. I'm sure Group G is going to come very shortly. We're going to have the next group, or that should be it. But Fifi, though, I mean, outside of the Ghana group, Algeria, you could see 6 points, Botswana 3 points, Guinea 3 points. But Fifi, overall, in terms of the performance of the teams on the continent in this qualifiers, some teams have already taken the lead. Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea, Algeria, they are showing clear intent that they want to qualify for next World Cup.
And while you look at all of these teams that are showing clear intent that they want to qualify for the World Cup, you can see something cuts across them with the Egyptians, with the Tunisians, with the Algerians, with the Ivorians. These are teams that have had proper squad building. You go back into the Ivorian team, they've had one manager since the last AFCON who have been building the squad. You go back into their team, you look at players like Evan Ndika, Osman Diamonde. You look at Frank Yannick Kessié. These players have a mix of experience and young youthful exuberance from guys like Osman Diamonde. Now you go to the Egyptian national team, not necessarily the flamboyant Egyptian team that we've seen in the past, but then really has somebody that pushes them on, and that's Mohamed Salah. Even in away games, they have a particular plan. Let's use our base to be very solid in away games, but let's use Mohamed Salah's pace to get in behind and get the goals in there. Jamal Belmadi, in his large disappointment, and his Algerian team have put together a very good team and are trying to get a job done for the Algerians in there. So these are teams that are getting their things right, not just their names, but it's about structure, it's about planning, and they seem to be going on the right direction.
Seems to be going in the right direction. Fifi, thank you very much. And just some update in the Ghana Premier League. Accra Hatterford won today against Accra Lions, 2 goals to 1. The first game for interim coach Bashi winning the game there. That's all we have for you on Prime Sport with me, Razak Musbah. We'll be back sometime tomorrow. Have a lovely evening.